Hello, my friends, and welcome to tonight's episode of The Strength of Thousands Adventure Path here on twitch.tv/tabletop rolls and the beginning of Book 3, Hurricanes Howl. I believe.
Yes.
I have been lazy and I did not download the new intro from my email because I'm a bad Twitch streamer.
There's no intro yet. I haven't fixed
Matt,
it. I'm not going to let you lie on my behalf, Will.
Let me take the bullet. But speaking of taking bullets,
no. I will make you take other bullets.
We have many shows here on the channel, like tonight, the Strength of Thousands AP. Tomorrow we have our Cult of the Lamb playthrough. Come join our cult. Wednesday we have the League of Amazing Adventurers. I completely forgot what was going on in that game. I'll need to look at my notes tomorrow. Thursday, we're off, although I might do an Outward stream during the day because, like, Outward. Fun. And then Friday, as my mod bot attacks though, sorry, we have, not the Calling Chronicle, but the first of our couple one-shots that we're doing in between the Calling Chronicle and our Spelljammer campaign. Matt's running. And then
this will be my first time running a D&D thing, so be kind.
Yeah, a whole bunch of first-time people running. It's going to be fun. Then on Saturday, speaking of first times, Matt is taking my Dark Souls
no, don't finish that sentence.
Matt is taking my Dark Souls card. Oh. I have never played a Dark Souls game all the way through. Like, I played Dark Souls 1, and I played, like, the first mission and got angry at it and never picked it up again. But Matt and I are going to be beginning the new Salt and Sorcery series of Dark Souls 3 on Saturday. So I'm starting with the third one.
Treat him gently, Matthew.
Yes.
I'm just having a lot of PTSD flashbacks and stuff about being killed by giant, much too big knights. Like, why do you have armor that's shaped like that? Why are you fat bastard in armor?
Funny, because funny.
Why does he have tiny little wings? You're grotesque.
Because I want to eat a baby.
And speaking of eating babies, that's something Mother Gothel from Tangled might do.
Mother who?
Gothel?
Gothel. Mother Gothel.
Mother Grottle?
Eat a baby? She would just suck the baby of its
life
youth forever.
But you can see Mother Gothel
or steal
on Disney Dreamlight Valley, which I'm playing on Sundays for Simulation Sundays. And we're going to unlock the last area this week, and then we're going to get Moana and Maui, and then we're going to get Anna and Elsa. And then we're going to keep prettifying the village, making money, and, you know, just doing all the fun Animal Crossing-like things, except with a Disney skin.
Disney has sued you.
No, they have a button on there for when you're streaming that turns all the Disney music off, so they don't do that.
Oh, thank goodness. Imagine getting copyrighted. Oh, that's actually so smart.
It is actually pretty damn smart.
Which is really nice, but I do say the game is a million times better when I'm not playing it on stream and just doing those daily chores and I get to listen to like all the Disney music while I'm doing it. Like when you're hanging out with Wally, it plays the refrain that's like dun 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 dun. It plays that way.
That's so nice.
It's so good. All right, but that's enough of shilling for Disney today. They don't pay me yet. But then we have the Strength of Thousands Monday. It's what you're watching right now. Speaking of the Strength of Thousands, what you're watching right now, I have nothing to do with it other than me sitting here pushing buttons. The person who has more to do with it and the person running the game tonight is Matthew, and I'm going to hand things off to Matthew. Matthew, are you a right at the top for a handoff or a left at the top for a handoff type of person?
Right. I don't know what you're saying.
That was a football thing. Anyway, go ahead, Matt.
Football? Like soccer?
American sport.
Hello, I am Matt, the furthest person from the football. Urban off in various places on the internet. I am the DM for this wonderful game we've been playing where from all accounts, our group is doing pretty well compared to other people who have suffered some more heavy losses and the like. And I have not been going easy on them, apart from like one particular moment. They have just been very clever with the application, and they have learned their lessons about focusing fire and just getting all the chip damage in.
Based off
I
of
would
Path-
never bleed an encounter, ever. I've
Based off
never done
of-
that in my life.
Based off of Pathfinder 2e forums, about this AP has about a 25% mortality rate.
Jesus.
I'm curious what how that compares to other things, but that's a discussion for another time. But speaking of mortality rates, only because he has a larger sort of mini party group and thus more likely to have someone drop to the ground. Will, who are you? What are you playing? What are they?
Hi there, I'm playing Igara, Choco, and Gama, the 3 people with the most hit points in the party.
And they need them.
And they need them. Igara is a Gripply summoner and a person who has learned some basic medicine skills just so they can patch themselves out better, because they have a habit of bleeding from their eyeballs. They have a partner named Gama, who's a Fey Frog. And they have another partner named Choco, who's a Terror Bird for now, but they've been growing scales, and it's kind of weird. Something might happen at level 9 that might turn Choco into something a little bit cooler, but we'll find out.
Interesting.
Speaking of familiars and animal companions, the only person in the party who doesn't have one, Zoe, who are you playing?
You turned that way around.
So, Zoe has Binji.
Technically, but
Benji is a sentient
not...
being not associated with her class. That doesn't
Benji,
count.
Agate
Benji
is
has-
sentient.
Sentient being not associated with the class.
And why aren't we using Binji to set off traps?
Benji
Moving along.
has been through enough. Benji has been through enough.
Let's
She
take
is
the
our
domestic
beautiful-
abuse
she
victim
is
and
just
use them as
hanging
a trap
out
room.
That's
in
a
the rooms,
monster.
alright? She's hanging out on the campus. Anyway,
Why do we rise to the bait?
derailing,
We know
railing
why.
again.
I love you, Bob.
I'm Zoe. I got my social post on the internet, and I'm playing our bard, Ophelia. She cares about Benji a lot, okay? More than anyone. More than definitely Igara.
That was a Will comment.
Damn.
That was not
You said that with
Igara.
your whole chest.
I mean, I don't know. Igara has some cultish views and thoughts on things, but the we're starting to kind of get into Ophelia's head too. So I don't know.
But moving along from that to someone who is perhaps much, much, much less reluctant, or much, much more reluctant to do anything to put their familiar in harm's way, McKenna.
Hello, that's me.
Who are you and what are you playing tonight?
I'm McKenna Ray Tynan, McKenna Ray Art on all the socials. I'm playing Avi Avi. She's a little bat, and she's here to cast some spells with her familiar Agate and her friends at the Magambia. And she's a teacher now, which is wild for her. She's just a baby.
Just a baby.
She's just a baby. She's a 50-year-old baby, which is, by sprite standards, actually literally a baby.
And speaking of babies, which are often short, we coming to live from Hobbiton, Aaron.
Aw.
Hello, live from Hobbiton is me. I'm not gonna say anything else further because I might get, shut down by J.R.R. Tolkien. But of course, we don't want that to
His
happen.
ghost?
His ghost, exactly. You never know.
Slither
Rings of
him.
Power did come back, so we'll see.
He will come into your house and make up fully realized languages.
Oh no, and hard names that I can't pronounce.
And Tom
Oh.
Bombadil.
and Tom Bombadil.
I hate Tom
Hello,
Bombadil.
I am Aaron playing Aerith. You can also find me as Aerith Doe, like Aerith, of course, for Final Fantasy. And this is Bob. He's very much loved, like Zoe's companion. Just letting you know, we stand.
All companions
Big
are
heart.
loved in our game
There you go.
until they're
Um,
not.
And I haven't been here, so it's going to be fun. And I keep hearing our god making fun of Zoe's lovely companion.
What?
Yeah, I'm talking to you, voice from above.
But anyway, we are that is our group of students and the like. And before we roll right into the adventure or what have being teachers has in store for our people, a lot of paperwork, maybe, who knows? Some mixers, I don't know. Will, why don't you go ahead and roll that slightly out of date intro?
Yeah. We're back, and look at that. There you go, Matt.
Ta-da!
I can't really can't see the screen. But hello, everyone. When last we left our group of students that had been alluded to before, they were no longer students. They had, by sticking to the books and by sticking to their school assignments, had proven to the staff of Magambia that outside of maybe some very specific things, there was nothing left they could teach them. And now they were asked to stay on and help guide the next generation of students of the Magambia. But I want to say this out loud, learning never stops. And when one teaches, two learn. Teachers are not completed beings. They have more room to grow. But specifically, just to get into the nitty and gritty of all this, our party has been awarded the title of lore speakers and officially graduated from the Magambia. However, Genetimo specifically has requested them to stay on as teachers. He believes that your skills will be useful, and that he has actually already picked out a cohort of students for them to teach together. Admittedly, they will probably have each of you for like different classes and stuff, but you'll be like coordinating and the like. Each of you will be responsible for teaching a class for your primary branch, though you will have some freedom in determining the specifics. You also have I mentioned this last time, I think, you have a choice of buildings, which to claim as a personal office, but you guys, I think, chose to sort of become a collective, where you're going to inhabit the old library, or at least parts of it, though I vetoed Choco getting a room.
At least we can do.
It is
to learn
traditional
what
that teachers choose an office in the Heron archives, but that is obviously not a hard and fast rule. Also, you've maybe noticed that a lot of people around campus now, just kind of as a mark of respect, refer to you as Teacher Igara, Teacher Avi Avi. And even some Ntambu locals, like just staff of the school who are very much not students. The lunch lady in particular uses it like a proud parent when she says it.
Aww.
Though she doesn't mean to assume. She's not taking a parental role in your lives. She's just very proud of you guys and resists, hugging you every time she sees you.
Mommy,
Aww.
You guys are also now given a stipend specifically for living expenses. You have rooms now. You guys are actually kind of been unofficially kicked out of the dorms because those are specifically for students. So you can actually choose, if you want, you could go and live in Ntambo, though there are buildings here on campus and you're kind of subtly encouraged because it'll just make things, easier on many levels.
Pay rent.
Well, yeah, it'll be less. You'll have much closer access to, all your resources and your labs and your offices and the like. Yeah,
we'll have
you
a
have
house when that one guy dies, right?
Yeah.
Is it for rent?
I mean, we will, technically.
Might be a good price.
You guys do have a few weeks to prepare for your first classes. Though this is going to be kind of a montage. No, Will, you're not actually going to have a few weeks. We're going to speed through it.
I know. I'm just excited for like getting to play a magic teacher. This is fun for me.
During this time, this kind of downtime, as things are kind of being set up and everything, the head of the Magambia, head Sun Mage Oyamba, meets with you guys all to congratulate you and answers any questions you have. He's a tall, charming man with a perpetually distracted look, as the business of running the Magambia is a time-consuming one. He mentions absently that your exploits as students haven't made his job any easier, but they've made the school significantly safer, and for that, he's grateful. And speaking as, a sun mage, people who are responsible for, defense and everything, that comes as high praise. He also, during this time, takes time to introduce you guys to your cohort of students. And if you bear with me, this is going to be a bit long. Among the students, first off, are a handful of familiar faces. 2 of your former dorm mates and classmates, Ignacy, the male human thaumaturge.
So sassy.
And Mariama, the, as it's described here, chaos magnet.
Mariama.
Both are close to becoming lore speakers themselves, but they just haven't gotten all the final requirements checked off. You guys kind of pick up through your bit of interactions as you're moving out of the dorm and later on as you're being introduced in the capacity as teachers that Ignacy is somewhat jealous of your rapid ascent, but rather than being resentful, they have assumed sort of like an anime protagonist kind of perspective, like, oh, this will only drive me to grow stronger.
I see that you're a teacher and I'm just your student.
Yeah, and they seem to like hang on every word, even just during your introduction as teachers, trying to figure out your secret technique, which elevated you so quickly.
So she's our Konohamaru.
Wearing a big scarf, a big impractical scarf and everything.
Oh, except for like the same age.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
I can't believe we're an anime now.
On the other hand, Mariama treats you guys. Mariama treats you guys with complete irreverence. She enjoys teasing you, and if you guys, especially if you guys ever like make a slip up or stutter in terms of like teacher introductions, and likes gossiping with the newer students about the mischief you once got into.
We were friends. For reference, all of my study sessions were with her.
And she is reveling in this, like, oh, I knew you, I know all your secrets.
Ooh,
all of mine.
no.
Just a good-natured shit-eating grin on her face half the time you're in class.
All of mine were with Essie, so it's like it works out.
Like, I remember the time Choco got into the laundry and ran down the hallway with half of all of your small clothes in her mouth, or in their mouth.
Time. I don't wear small clothes. I'm a frog person. I don't know whose those were.
Nikki.
But apart from the familiar faces, well, the more familiar faces, there are actually a couple other familiar faces. And I'm probably going to make a funny little mistake here, but the surviving Anandis you guys got to know are also amongst your students. I think it was...
Goss and Savanakin, right?
Sorry?
Goss and Savanakin.
Yes, I was right. So,
something.
Well, okay, that means then that barest threads billowing Machachi is the one who perished. So yeah, Goss and droplets hanging gently Savanakin. They seem to have gained a little bit of confidence. They seem to have advanced in their studies. They are specifically now Anandi Fate Weavers. Their stats have gone up.
Oh, that's nice.
And they seem to have overcome their initial shyness, though they do still sort of like seem to stay together as sort of a group of 2. They have been apparently busying themselves a lot with their lessons and dedicate most of their time to researching obscure formulas that support some of their more unorthodox theories about the potential application of magic.
Ooh.
So you see some potential in them. They're thinking outside the box a little bit. Also, apparently, in order to coax them into being a little more comfortable with their fellow students, they got your old rooms.
Aww.
So if you left anything behind, ask them.
I I just warn them, hey, a hand might reach out of the wall and try to choke you to death at night. Just keep an eye out.
Bob insisted he left his holes there as a memory.
Taking everything. The Sanskrit, the Sanskrits, the spell scripts, they're coming with me.
Heck
All my
yeah.
little beads and
Yeah.
tchotchkes. they're
They
coming.
turned-
I'll leave Benji.
While you were transporting them, they turned into tiny little suitcases.
Oh,
They are
Aw.
so
precious.
cute.
Also made them very easy to carry on a piece of string.
Oh my
Oh,
god, adorable.
I can
There
imagine
is
those suitcases following you.
he hasn't actually made it as a student yet because you guys actually didn't quite pass the skill check, but there is some talk of maybe Firepot Ubanu.
I
Like-
literally took a downside to all my studying to make him my student.
Yeah,
I
he
think I do
still
remember
has a
that.
bit of an attitude problem though. So it's
God
possible
damn
he may
it.
audit the class a few times, but he's still, meeting with like on-school counselor a lot, which is just a teacher who has spare time because they don't have an official counselor yet because
Or
counselor is not a class in the game yet.
yeah, or an official school nurse. This school
Yeah.
needs some work. Get that Sunmage on it.
But possibly to the more interest of you guys are the brand new faces. So, first off, there is I'm going to try to get this right. Jumimu
I'm gonna write that down.
is a male elf from the Ukujai, which is a elf ethnic group that is found specifically within the Magambia.
Okay.
Or
Paul.
No, pardon me, the Milwaukee Expanse, not the Magambia. They only live on the campus grounds. That would make a lot of sense. Now, you guys actually probably heard of this alpha Jumimu. It's going to trip me up many times. While you were actually still students, because they have been at the Magambia since before some of the members of the faculty were born. They are a
wow.
long-lived elf.
Yeah.
They're
Naturally, elves
they're
have
already
wings.
qualified to be a lore speaker, probably a couple times over, but they apparently seem to refuse to take the steps that would lead to them graduate. They are not signing the paper. They are not submitting that final research thing. They are content, apparently, to be a student. They are literally described as a veteran student.
Oh,
They've been in the trenches of cram week.
that would be like the exact opposite of us.
Yeah, no kidding. Where it's like you can go to school year round at AMDA if you really, really wanted to. And we're like, okay.
Next up is Onaiji, who is a female half-orc staff warrior described. And from what you are led to understand from, I think, probably a teacher briefing, their entire life has been plotted out by their elders before they even came to the academy. They were apparently in their home village the most accomplished spellcaster and fighter. So she actually was picked from a pool of people who were all her rivals to get to come to the Magambia.
Ooh.
So they are the cream of the crop from where they come from, and they are quite skilled at what they do. Unfortunately, this has also led to her having a bit of an attitude. She's a bit arrogant, and she's also not made a big effort to make friends. This is mentioned specifically to you guys as teachers as something you may have to deal with, or something you could, maybe work on.
I was gonna say if we have an elf and a half orc, that's gonna be interesting.
I'll teach you how to make friends.
The next two, and I mentioned because they sort of come in a pair, are Frederick, who is a male tiefling, an orator by kind of trade, and Soloze, who's a second male tiefling. This one, though, is known as a bit of a nihilist, and they are rarely seen without one another. Frederick is, from the small bit of interaction you have with him, is disarmingly charismatic and seemingly loves to gossip, and this has made them a perfect emerald bow. Seems to use humor to deflect a lot of questions about their past, and this is noted in their official transcript.
Don't we all, buddy?
Yeah. But there has been notes that on occasion they will open up a little bit about some kind of oppression they faced as a tiefling in the formerly Chiliax held colony of Sargava.
Oh, that poor man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fardrix actually knows Ignacy from the pre-revolution days, but they don't really move in the same circles and don't really get along, but they know of each other.
What is the spelling on the second one's name?
Seloze with an accent.
O-Z-E?
SEL.
Seloze. Seloze.
Gotcha.
Oze. Oh, I see.
Yep. Seloze's parents are Bekiar Devilbinders, and his birth was the condition of one of their pacts. He ran away from home at a young age and arrived at the Megambia after honing his talents on his own, just self-taught. Frederick and the Seloze met shortly after enrolling in the academy and apparently formed a very quick bond, which this isn't the official record, but some people mentioned that it might be a little more than just a friendship. They seem to be around each other a lot and seem to be very comfortable with each other, but don't
Trauma
rush.
bonded.
So you mean they're
I don't know what that means.
I mean, they're tieflings, so.
Oh, they're all naturally. They are all naturally. Very true.
That is a reductionist. That is a reductionist stereotype. That puts tieflings in very little boxes. Right box though.
I mean,
Right
listen,
box, though.
elves and tieflings.
The final member of the student group is Iboko, a female dwarf raincaller.
Ooh.
They are spoken of in kind of glowing terms from your fellow teachers, is a brilliant student who excels at nearly every subject, but unfortunately seems distant. Often seems to kind of space out during classes, though the work never seems to suffer for it. They just seem to have a lot on their mind almost at all times. Also, they worry that while Aboko seems to do well in the classes, they apply themselves, they don't really seem engaged with it. They don't seem to gain satisfaction from what they do, which the teachers feel is kind of a shame because they do such good work. And in fact, they seem that the farther she gets in her studies, she seems kind of less happy.
Interesting.
Yeah. Might be something to do, something in their background. Who knows what their situation is at home? You guys don't really know. It's not really in their transcripts, and obviously they're not really big on opening up so far. You do know they come from a village called Kyoto. That's pretty much Kiutu.
Kiutu. Got it.
Yes.
Cool.
And now, after all those introductions are gone, let's see. I'm going to just quickly roll a dice. There are 4 of you. Will,
Yes.
I need you to roll a d5.
Ooh, a D5. That's a weird one. 1d5. 4. A mighty 4.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. All right. So, launching right into things. Just make that. So, you guys have noticed in the first few days of your teaching and kind of interacting with your students in an actual capacity as their teacher, Fardrick and Seloze have developed something of a fascination with you guys. Seloze, an aspiring novelist, has begun writing dramatic retellings of your adventures, apparently. But he wants a deeper insight into who you guys are as individuals, as people. So he asks you guys to take a walk around campus one day after class and share personal anecdotes. Of course, Fardrick comes along, occasionally interjecting or leading, leading, or that seems like a poorly constructed sentence, or provocative questions. Of course, You guys don't need to indulge them if you want, but if you do, I may ask you guys what stories you specifically want to tell.
I should probably tell him about the Star Day tournament, right? I feel like some
Yeah, that could be
little
fun.
things here.
I mean, knowing Aerith, she would share practically everything, but nothing is kind of in importance. Just more of like personal things, but nothing like too dangerous. She keeps it kind of vague whenever she talks about something.
In
Probably tell him
fact,
about the Bob story.
Yeah, mostly about Bob. Mostly about Bob.
in fact, if you guys want, you can either do a performance check to thrill Celoze with your story, or if you want to invent something or embellish one of your stories with, if this time we fought a crystal dragon or something, you can use a deception check.
The time we
Can't
fought at a
Can't
crystal
I make a
dragon.
recall knowledge check to make sure my story is as accurate as possible?
Yes, but that won't make for good storytelling.
Yeah, but I want the stories.
We
to
could
be
just
as
read that in a textbook.
dramatic as
Both of them are the
possible.
same. And knowing Aerith,
And
she
only
would
one
fumble.
of you gets to do this.
Oh,
As a
okay.
Nuzanjati and as a storyteller, I will make the performance check. And
Do
as
it.
somebody who has some
Am
hero
I
points
allowed
to spare.
to attempt to aid Ophelia?
Yeah.
Matt?
Sure.
Okay, I successfully aid. You get a +1.
Hey. All right.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
For
Wow.
a second there, I thought that was a crit.
Well, it's a 34.
No.
34?
You just utterly captivate Selze with the story, and a few times, Agate has to specifically walk around his feet to prevent him from walking into a tree, as he's so furiously writing down details in his
Aw.
book. This goes well. You guys hear the stories. Eventually, though, Fardrick has to excuse himself to go and actually study, which you guys, as a teacher, approve of. Selze kind of just glances up from the book, looking at Fardrick out of the corner of their eye until they're sort of like out of sight, and then closes the book with a bit of a snap. They reveal that they have a bit of an ulterior motive for speaking to you guys today. The young tiefling has always felt that his stories don't compare to those of Fardrick's exploits. Selze wants a daring tale of his own, and for that, he needs your help. Six Faces Nemadu, the learned one that leads the Emerald Bows, has posted a request for information about a group of poachers hiding out in Intambu. This task is intended for lore speakers like y'all, although some of the lower rank can seek out this information with the lore speaker's permission. Any of you guys who have the Emerald Boughs as your primary branch have heard of this minor task, and maybe are keeping an eye out for a likely candidate to pursue it. Selze, from your time in class, is careful and attentive, both traits that make him ideal for this mission. If you approve, you guys, he'll go make his preparations and leave as soon as possible.
By himself, though?
Is
Well,
the
it's just a-
downside to approving it?
I mean,
I mean, he might fail
Crush
and
his spirit.
die.
I'll
But
leave straight to death with you.
can I get a?
I mean,
feel-
is it a particularly dangerous mission to gather information?
you don't think so. You think he is careful, so if he gets anywhere close to being in over his head, he will probably book it.
Okay.
I just by himself.
Are you sure you wouldn't rather take Fardrick with you?
The point is it kind of to be my story.
Here, give me 1 second here.
Would you like to take one of the other students with you?
Same answer.
Yeah.
So is he speaking to us individually or as a group?
He's got you guys sort of walking around. This is like during lunch break or something.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
I would say because all of us are here. Wouldn't it be that he would feel safe if we were his entourage? She of course puts it in air quotes as entourage, knowing that we're very dangerous and not being sought out to deal with, but not making us want to seem that we are reliable as to taking him to this dangerous adventure because we are teachers and we will probably be liable with his parents.
Yeah. I mean, here, give me.
They threw us out into the world. That's kind of the whole point of the Magongia, to throw people into the world and be like,
This is true.
figure it out. Do our stuff we don't want to do.
And just like a very famous castle down
Also,
the road.
Just as a reminder, though, Celize ran away from home. So
Yeah. Like,
Let's take him. Let's take him. Come on.
I feel like this is one of those things. Let me ask you a question. Do you think you'll have to get like a mile away from the city to do this, or are you able to do this within the city?
just let me checking this.
If you can stay within a mile of the city, I can give you something.
It's all within the city.
It's all
the
within
poachers
the city?
the poachers are within the town. He isn't even like going out into the wilds or anything. He's literally just poking his head in, into places where they might be hiding out. These are wanted poachers. Yeah, he's just looking. They have no reason to even suspect anyone's really necessarily going to be looking for them necessarily. It is a minor mission, as you guys know from anyone who's in the Emerald Bowers.
Right, yeah, here. I give you my permission, kid.
Right back to visit the little cat's litter box, but I will be right back. You could just go ahead and continue with the conversation.
Hey, Avi.
Hmm.
Think you could burn a Invisidizzle on him?
I mean,
Is
I don't know
they
what that
call it
is.
these days.
I don't know, like an invisibility spell, just...
Oh, you mean invisibility sphere? That only lasts for about 10 minutes, which
never
would
mind.
get him to, the outskirts of the school.
Yeah, that's fine.
What if you threw him on
That's
Choco?
what I could do. I do have a long strider prepared.
Oh, yeah.
So I think I could do that for you. Give you, unless it's a range of self. It doesn't say.
Exciting.
Then
Long strider. You lengthen your stride. It's a self buff.
but what if I just used reach spell? It's fine, right?
Okay. Yeah.
That's not how reach spell works.
You can always-
I'll defer
Reach
to
spell,
you.
reach spell extends the range, not the changes the target.
Yeah.
Mm.
You know what? Yeah, I think they'll be able to handle this. We gotta believe in our students.
Leave it.
Yeah,
Okay.
we gotta believe in them. Like, listen,
You could try inspiring them with a performance or diplomacy check.
Oh, good God.
Okay, I want you to be.
I
real
certainly
safe.
couldn't, but
Ophelia, what's your diplomacy these days?
It's at a pretty good.
I'm sitting at
C.
I'm sitting at a 16 for diplomacy and 15 for performance.
18
All right, then
because it's my performance.
we'll have you make the primary, and I'll assist you again.
All right. You're gonna be real careful, kid.
I
And
successfully
here's
assist.
why. And I tell you, oh!
Okay, yeah.
You were inspired by the tales of all of our
He
mess ups.
he gets like the sparkly, like slightly watery, like anime eyes, like at your encouragement, and big salute. Makes his preparations and leaves as soon as possible.
Do
You
we have
guys
to
are like,
do paperwork about this?
no one did paperwork when they
Yes.
sent you guys out.
Oh.
No.
Plus,
They were.
Celize is in fact back by the afternoon class.
Oh, thank God.
Oh.
They're a little bruised and a little disheveled, but otherwise no worse for wear. You think they may have just fallen or something at one point. No one like punched them in the face or anything.
If he has anything ripped or torn on his clothing, since I couldn't do the long strider, I can pop him a mending.
You know what? Yes. Couple tears on his tunic. probably
Fourth-
just got caught on a
Fourth level healing.
got. You know what? You're not doing it much else today, so why not?
Yep.
See, we're the teachers that we needed when we were at the
It's like,
Magambia. Who
oh,
was
you're-
there to heal us?
you got
There's
some
a lesson to be
scratches.
learned there.
You got some scratches on you here. Magical healing.
After class, despite the fact that you guys might not be, like the people who actually assigned this mission, he gives you a comprehensive report. He pulls out like a new book that he started reading about this. He gives you a comprehensive report on the poachers who are hunting for food rather than profit. Selassie concludes by naming some butchers in Ntombo who, if directed by the Magambia faculty, might provide the poachers with cheaper meat so they don't need to resort to crime. Which is a kind of a diplomatic and, a nice kind of alternate solution inspired by some of your previous kind of interesting solutions. Because you guys didn't always beat up all your enemies. Sometimes you just talked them. Talk no jutsu. But you guys do notice one thing, just because it doesn't make a big effort to kind of conceal this. Despite Selassie's unqualified success and their great analysis of the situation, over the next couple days, his enthusiasm and he gets kind of despondent. He just kind of deflates. And as you guys are sort of like wondering, like, oh, maybe we should talk to him again or something, another lunch hour rolls around, and by himself this time, Fardrick comes to visit you guys, talk with you. And he just lays it on the table. I'll be honest. I'm worried about my boyfriend.
Hey, there we go. Ship sailed.
We were a little bit worried.
Ophelia, here's
as
your gold.
well. Why would you bet against that?
Yeah, what? You're
I'm-
so dumb.
I have an
Were you-
intelligence. I have an intelligence of 8.
Were you guys betting on my relationship?
I certainly wasn't.
No, you're so cute.
Don't make it
Topic
weird.
change.
Anyway,
Well, we noticed he was a little off, a little disappointed.
I think I know why.
I have a theory too.
Well, I'd be interested to hear yours as well. You're the teacher.
Well, we sent him on a little bit of a mission a couple days ago because he wanted some like fun new stories to maybe write about. And I just have to wonder if maybe it wasn't as inspiring as he was hoping it was going to be, and he feels a little bit down about it. But you know him better than I do, so it might be something else.
You're actually, I think, a bit more right than you even realize. The thing is, I think he doesn't value his own accomplishments. Like he's opened up to me a little bit, and from what I've heard, he's done some amazing things in his life already, but he just kind of dismisses them as, he diminishes any of his own accomplishments. I'm kind of, that's why I'm here to ask you guys for help for this. I want you, rather than try and emulate what you guys, the amazing things you guys have done, I want you to get him to tell his own story, with the same flair and excitement he uses to tell everyone else, that he uses to tell other people's stories. I want him to realize that his own life is every bit as amazing as everyone he admires, and kind of gestures to you guys. Basically, he's asking you guys to do a diplomacy check.
Oh, I could do that.
Our inspiring check from earlier was not enough.
Now, this is a different one, though. You are getting a bonus because you guys complimented him and on his excellent work on the previous assignment.
Can I kind of take the lead on this one, y'all? I got words for this kid.
I'm nervous, but yes.
I'll assist.
Hi. So I think like one day after, like probably that day after class, Eager was like, oh, I mean, we'll use Ophelia's as the main, I guess.
I said I'll assist.
Yep.
Yeah, I know, but I was going to do diplomacy, not performance, because I don't have a feat for that.
No.
This is
Ophelia-
diplomacy.
Ophelia
okay.
just uses to be your hype man.
Fair enough. I was like, all right, kid, come on. We're going to go for a bit of a walk. All right, come with me. Coming.
Okay.
Hello. I
Okay.
am
Okay,
back.
come on. So,
He goes walking through. Now, Igor, just to clarify, are you doing this by yourself, or is the teacher group?
I think like the teacher group would come along if y'all want
Mm.
to, but it's just like, yeah, this is a very similar problem to one that Igor had, and
All right, well.
continues to have. So it's like,
Go ahead.
yeah. So listen, I'm about to tell you stuff that I should really listen to myself. So this is one of those do as I say, not as I do moments. All right.
Okay.
See, I get a lot of my self-worth as a person in how I contribute to the group. And you know what? Sometimes it's not as much as an Ophelia, or an Avi Avi, or an Aerith, or a Benji. Desna rest his soul.
I'm not dead.
Fine.
Oh, you're right. It'd be Pharasma rest his soul. Sorry.
I'm not dead. Woof woof. Oh. Turn off my
But
fan.
in all seriousness, okay, listen, kid. I see you're a little bit bummed out. Like, that adventure wasn't quite what you were looking for. It didn't fulfill that bit of heart in your heart. You were hoping for something. You were hoping for something a little bit more, something that would be similar to the stories that you tell. But here's the thing. You're never going to get those stories yourself if you keep looking for them. You think we came to this school looking for what happened to us? No, we came to the school to learn magic, and the next thing we know, we're being eaten by bugs on a regular basis, attacked by fae, murdered by lizard people, and fighting the odd ghost from time to time. I'm just saying,
At least twice.
At least twice. If you want a good story, and there's still probably one, because I'm still actively trying to get... Something is actively trying to kill me on this campus on a regular basis. Yeah, I should tell you all about that sometime. But in all seriousness, like, you're not going to find those stories if you're looking to just retell the stories of other people. The stories you're going to find are the stories you're going to stumble on, and those are the best ones. You just gotta stumble on the stories.
Aerith in the back of her mind. Wait, am I with? Sorry, I've been away, but am I
you're
with
with us all.
Igor?
Basically, we sent
Okay.
her out. She did the
Hero
task.
point.
Gotcha. Okay.
Oh.
So in the
we
back
go.
of Aerith's mind, I'm just hoping that the student doesn't go out and about on his own, trying to find his own story. And I'm like, okay, you're telling them this, but I don't want them to go out and ditch the school to go get in trouble, and we have to go save their butts.
I think it'll be fine. It's a 31 with Ophelia's
Yeah.
assist.
I think the way that Ophelia would kind of help along with that. Listen, the way that you are so wonderful and have this way of words and sharing people's stories, the way that you look at people that you respect and cherish, there are people who look at you that way. There are people who think you are just neat, okay? But you don't see that. It's like the story of the rice ball. I don't know if you know the story of the rice ball, but there's a rice ball with a little plum on its back, and he thinks he's just a normal rice ball. But everybody else sees he has a little plum on his back. That's so special. He just sees all the other rice balls that have their salmon and their seaweed and their whatever else. You don't see your own plum on your back, okay? You're special.
I think you're just neat.
Like to point out that the point of all this encouragement was to get them to open up about their past specifically. But very nice, encouraging words. And you guys did pass. You, if there was a critical success for it, you would have critically succeeded. And so, hearing these encouraging words, they are encouraged to sort of open up with their past, and they kind of sit down on a bench and are quiet for a moment. And then Selze kind of shares this personal story, not with a huge amount of enthusiasm, but they are actually talking about it. They say, my story begins before I was ever born. My parents wielded power and influence that most could only dream of, but it wasn't enough for them. They always sought more, and to gain much, much must be sacrificed. At least, that's what they always told me. And that's why, when they contracted with the very dangerous devil in hell, I was to be their payment. Or to be more precise, the payment was to be the firstborn daughter of the mortal party upon her 16th birthday. When I told my parents I was a boy, they were furious. They said it would ruin them. I'm not sure if they meant that literally or not, and I never found out. That very night, I fled home and never looked back. And he kind of goes on to explain more of the story beyond that very kind of raw personal part. Selze had to fend for himself, use what little magic he knew to stay alive. He lived a life of narrow escapes, hiding from deadly beasts and outwitting brigands. The further he ran, the more his talents grew, until he eventually found himself on the steps of Magambia and realized he could stop running. He sees his life as a boring tale of fleeing from adversity and finding refuge before it could catch him. Just doing what you need to survive. It took apparently an outside perspective to reframe the events in a way that he can appreciate. If you guys want to try and, push this encouragement over the edge, we need one more diplomacy check. Or you could do a really supportive role play if you wanted.
I can do a supportive role play. I can't make the role, but I can do the role play.
Okay.
I also have to wonder if maybe you might think this is a mundane story. I certainly don't. I've been listening with rapt attention the whole time because I think stories of survival are very gripping for a lot of people, and narrow escapes and daring dives are kind of the bread and butter of the adventure genre. But I can't help but wonder if maybe your story wouldn't be very motivational for other people who might be in similar situations. You never know where the book that tells your story might land and whose hands it may end up in, and it could make a big difference for those people.
This seems to something sort of kind of changes behind Seles's eyes. You get the impression that they had never really thought about it that way. And they're quiet for a moment, and you almost maybe see like a little welling up of tears of the like, but a small smile comes to their face. They thank you for listening to them and for giving them this new perspective. They get up from the bench. They look like this has all been a little much for them. And you watch them as they kind of walk back towards one of the school buildings, and they run into their boyfriend, who they seem to have a little conversation, and Fardrick kind of gives a little kiss on the forehead, and they kind of walk off hand in hand.
Yay, tieflings!
And you guys have accomplished Heroic Tales, one of the teacher life adventures.
Ooh.
And what time is it? It's still okay. So
Still got an hour.
I'm now going to roll a D3 because there's D3 of you left. 3. Aaron, I
Yes.
need you to roll me a D4.
Okay, I need to remember how to.
/R space D4. Oh, there you go. A 1. Okay. Oh, this will be nice. An evening reminiscing. One night after a good day of teaching and classes, and the students being equal parts attentive and cheeky little shits, you guys are asked out by Mariama and Ignacy for a night of drinking to celebrate how things like your first month as teachers, that you've done it without any of your students setting themselves on fire.
Ignacy drinking? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Essie.
Oh, right.
So
even though I haven't seen him in a while, is Tulip available?
you have actually been having some trouble tracking down Tulip.
Ooh. Tea.
Has
And
this
he didn't go to the
rom-
graduation.
No, he didn't.
Has this romance
He had a little
wilted?
graduation ceremony.
That's already a red flag.
Continue to join us to find out.
Yeah, you're right. He didn't go to your graduation.
Peace dropped at this moment.
But just before you guys, pack up, grab your books and your bags and stuff, and head out, Ophelia, could you give me a will save?
Good God. I can sure try.
Ooh.
31. For a second, you are almost about to kind of pass off the night of kind of reminiscing with your fellow dorm mates because you feel like there's like a bit of a headache coming on. But, you managed to shrug it off. And you're like, oh, there was nothing.
Anybody else have a headache?
Oh man, is the murder ghost coming after you now
Maybe
too?
I'm not drinking enough water.
Igor, do you want to tell us about this murder?
Yeah,
ghost
tell us
thing?
about the murder
Yeah,
ghost.
sometimes when I'm swimming at night, things try to drown me.
And you're still
is it-
swimming?
You
Yeah.
guys turn around, and the Nazi students are now staring wide-eyed at you. They were still standing in the hallway, like, running through some books, and they're like, what? Murder?
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's just coming after me. It's fine.
Don't go swimming in the moat. I would not recommend that. I also just would not recommend that.
Or have you
that
students
water's
ever
pretty
felt
icky.
like
We don't actually like to get wet that much.
when you were swimming and
But
then
it's
you see this strange, well, it's just a regular shadow in
Well,
the
no,
pool
like
or
I
something,
saw,
and then you would imagine a shark.
like I saw a figure on one end of like the shore, and then something tried to pull me down, and like for like the longest time, I thought it was Kiara trying to murder me.
Kiara wouldn't
Igor-
do that.
I mean, someone trying to murder you, that's silly. That's preposterous.
We're gonna go study now.
Yeah, y'all go study.
Yeah, we're gonna go now.
No, but to be
And then a cloud
to be entirely
disappears
honest,
right behind the
Igor!
students.
we're
They have
actively
been
things.
through enough. Igor.
Just zoom.
Oh shit!
Igor, run.
Igor had completely
Like I
forgotten.
said,
Just
a
They
cloud
lost their friend.
appears
I know.
behind the teachers, and they go "Pew!" into their
no,
own
like,
little
but
spaces.
in all seriousness, yes, things like that, and then like I've had like a reoccurrence of dreams or something killing me in my dreams too. So like there's been a whole lot of like stuff going on.
Are they telling you there's something you've forgotten?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they're like, oh, I remember. Oh, you'll remember soon. I'm glad it's not just me. I thought it was something to do with the cult. Like I thought they had like.
Well,
some cult.
it did. It came to me in a dream as a frog, so I'm very certain that it actually had something more to do with you than it had to do with me.
Well,
So the
great.
blood debt.
No, it's not the blood debt. I got these dreams before the blood debt.
At the mention of the blood debt, as you guys are just walking down a hallway, suddenly Choco's head just comes through an open window and turns and looks at you guys.
Hey, Choco.
Choco, you
Hello.
want a snack, Choco?
Drops a dead mouse at your feet.
Ah, no, that's your snack. Thanks.
Oh, thanks,
Thank you
Choco.
very much.
Aerith actually takes a dead mouse and looks for Bob just with hesitation and then just quietly.
Oh, you're not even gonna watch it?
Hey, when free food is available, Aerith takes it.
As a fun little tidbit, honeyed dormice was a medieval delicacy.
It was.
Wow.
Also, thanks for the resub, Squishy.
What's it? Are they
18
cooked?
months.
I'm not sure it was cooked necessarily.
Oh.
You know what? Now that
There
you
wouldn't be much
mention-
left of it if you cooked it, I think. But
There's an
anyway,
aftertaste of honey. It was nice.
oh yeah,
Yeah, it was great.
okay. You guys have a nice kind of, safe mid-30s adult night out drinking where you're like, oh, we got work or something tomorrow, so but we're still gonna have a little bit of fun. Eventually, though, Mariama reveals they also have a bit of an ulterior motive. They and Ignacia have been doing some independent research, and they each independently of each other have discovered some magical glyphs and runes hidden at several points around the campus and the surrounding city of Nantambu. Ignacy is convinced they're part of a Chalaxian conspiracy to invade the school and steal its secrets. Mariama believes they are the focus for a massive ritual intended to shift the entire school into another plane, likely the domain of one of the old mage Jantambe's ancient enemies. You guys are aware Anasi has a habit of leaving coded messages for himself around the school, but he insists that these messages aren't his doing.
Do we see any of them? Can we go see some?
Just let me make sure.
Secret runes are some of my favorite things, so I would very much like to go see these immediately.
Just see Avi Avi.
If you guys want, though, just off the top of your head, you can do an academia lore, library lore, Megamia lore, or an Entambo lore to try and figure out.
I have a library lore. And Magambia lore.
My Igara Academia.
Ooh.
No idea.
Yeah.
I need to decide what I want to do. I have academia lore, so I guess I could just do that.
Macadamia lore.
25.
Oh God, I want.
Well, here's a question though. Do you guys want, like, you guys are? They brought you some sketches of the runes and the stuff. And they tell you where they're positioned, everything. They have all the materials, so you probably don't even need to go look at them. But you guys can, as teachers, make use of research materials here at the school. But do you want to involve these two crazy kooks with you, or do you want to just, you know what, let us handle this? We'll come back to you.
Let them. They'll be lore speakers. They'll be lore speakers soon enough.
Yeah,
I would kind of like to have them with us.
I would love to have them with us.
Yeah,
They
we
did
like
all the
them.
hard work. We're not just gonna take the credit.
That's true.
I'll be the one teacher far in the back, making sure that everything is fine.
Oh, that's Choco's job.
Me and Choco will be in the back.
Because you chose to bring them with you, the DC is lowered by 2 for each of the students. And not that you need it, actually, because the academia lore of 25 was exactly what you needed.
Nice.
Though apparently, I could have also given you, it could have been Arcana or Society with a higher DC, if you guys had none of the appropriate lores. So, you guys learn, actually, that through records, that although the runes line up with certain constellations known in antiquity, there's nothing sinister behind them. The glyphs were part of an unfinished thesis project on astrology, begun by a former student who later changed their major, essentially. They simply left the out-of-the-way runes in a place on the off chance that someone else might someday pick up their project where they left off. Mariam and Ignacy are both relieved and a little disappointed to discover the rune's benign nature. You get the impression they were maybe hoping that this might catapult them into lore speakers. Ignacy is eager to move on to other endeavors, but Maria still has a few questions and decides to learn more about the former student's thesis. This may be a plot thread for later.
I mean, she's into astrological
She's
stuff,
into
right?
astrology because we had like a whole little mini quest with her where it was not really a quest. It was just sort of like we're going stargazing with Mariama.
These are short little adventures. All right, so now
just point at one of the
McKenna,
symbols.
McKenna and Zoe, I want you both to roll me a d20. You are rolling off to see who gets to roll for the next adventure.
What am I typing?
Just d20.
Oh wow!
Oh, really?
There's also a button on the side.
There it is. I like the button.
All right, not by a whole lot then.
Oh, it's a Cooper
It's a Cooper.
with their tongue out.
Cooper. Aaron's here, Cooper.
All right, so Zoe, I need you to roll me a d3 now.
D3.
Hello.
Now I have to do a
Cooper.
backslash what are D3?
Yep.
Nope. Backslash.
Space.
Backslash space?
No, it's
RD3?
/r space 1d3.
1D. So many things to type. Yeah.
Yeah.
2.
There it
Okay.
goes. God, it's-
Oh, okay. Oh, we are going to need a different map for this one.
Oh, that's exciting.
All right. Okay. One day, for once, none of your students approach you guys in the middle of lunch to help with some sort of personal growth. You guys just happen to take a different route through your lunch day wanderings, and you pass the sparring grounds and happen to see Onunji in combat with 2 other students. They seem to be pushing her back at first, but she quickly turns the fight around, knocking both opponents onto their back at once with a big, wide swipe. She complains loudly that she can't improve if no one is going to give her a challenge.
Ew.
She immediately turns her head, though, sensing something, and sees you guys. She calls out to him, "Teachers, perhaps you can help me. I need someone to review my performance, but none of my peers can keep up. Would one of you do me the honor of sparring?" Now,
That sounds like a job for Igora.
Sounds like a
Physical
job for
people.
now, guys. If you guys accept, you can participate in a one-on-one duel with Anonji. She intends this to be a combat duel rather than a spellcasting duel, although she is planning to use spells in battle, so she's not going to complain if you do. Dun, dun, dun. She knows that there are plenty of spellcasters at the school who are more skilled and powerful than she is, but she does consider herself one of the best melee fighters in the school. So, it is her pride, perhaps, that is making her challenge you guys.
Okay, now
Yeah,
when
I
you
wouldn't
say,
like to-
Matt, when you say one-on-one, do you mean one-on-one or one player character with all their player character abilities?
Considering how little in terms of melee you guys have in here, I will say yes, Will, you can do all your things.
Okay.
Now, it should be noted that there is an interesting mechanic to this. It's not a fight to the death. Once they reach a certain point, they will
Darn
yield.
it.
Or you guys accrue 4 appraisal points.
Mm-hmm.
And that is during you can use 1 action to assess the performance. On a critical success, you gain 2 appraisal points. On a success, you gain 1 appraisal points. Critical failure, they question your ability to be their proper challenge, and they gain bonuses for the subsequent turn. So, who would like to challenge?
I would like to beat a student up, please.
Oh, God.
Can't get the map thing to go away.
Knowing Aerith, she just propped herself up, put her little tea right next to her, and was just waiting for the battle.
There we go.
Yeah.
Ophelia definitely wants to MC this fight.
I
She's
just-
got she's got the dancing lights up. She's got the mic.
I just kinda
Avi, Ophelia, what would you like in your tea? Would you like 1 honey, 2 sugars, some cream, if you will?
Please.
Honey? Okay, we'll do.
Are we going? Do you want a pre-pot before this? What's your general view on pre-battle buffs? Where are we sitting? with
Igoro, would you like a Celsius? Would you like a Monster? Do you want anything?
that? Oh no, I'm asking. Sometimes some people you just kind of bow, you buff up, then you bow again when you're ready to go.
Just who
Pre-workout.
one of the other teachers can sound a starting bell, and whoever sort of leaps to first. We're gonna roll initiative for this.
All right, that sounds good to me.
So, does anyone have who wants to be the person to one or?
Yeah.
All
I think
right.
Ophelia is up for it.
Oh yeah.
All right, let me get the initiative tracker up.
Just
Igora,
hide
don't get
behind.
your butt kicked too hard.
Here you go,
Now,
Bob.
keep
Here's
in
your-
mind, the objective of this is not to necessarily humiliate the student by beating them into the ground. So I would encourage the use of the appraisals.
Okay, but
You
are
are
the appraisals
teachers.
are the appraisals intelligence based?
Not necessarily. You can use diplomacy, intimidation, DC 20. I just told you that.
fine.
Or an appropriate lore skill such as warfare lore.
All
Also,
right, I can have
If
those then.
before you do the check, you hit them with a melee attack, you have a +2 circumstance bonus.
Perfect.
Oh, that's cool.
So, all right. You guys will have to spectate, I guess. Yeah, we're gonna just roll initiative.
Does anybody else see something in the map because it's just black?
Oh right, I have to put your tokens on so you can see it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
Oh.
okay. Oh, what a pretty path.
Ooh, let's see her character token.
It is very
Will, how do I-
pretty.
How do I?
Shift Z, but I got
Nice.
you.
Oh my.
if I play a half orc in PF2, I will probably use this token artwork for a society character because I really love it.
Akaton is in retrograde.
Yes, Akaton is in retrograde. I thought that was a good goof.
All right. So yeah, you won the roll off there.
All right. Right. You ready? Yeah? Let's do this. Go! So, first action, give Choco 2 actions. Choco's going to stride to there. Second action, Gamma strides to there. Third action, Choco goes for a peck. Just like a quick little
Wait,
peck.
I can't see anything. It's just a blank screen.
Actually, hold on, Will. What was the path? Oh, never mind. Actually, never mind.
Yeah, they haven't acted yet. Every time the token resets, I don't know
Thank
why.
you.
Choco, peck. Fuck.
Choco goes in for a peck, and Onoji just parries it with her staff.
Cool. And alright, with that then, Gamma, you know what to do. Ribbit, ribbit. Kero, Kero. 26 flat-footed.
That will hit.
For 12 sonic damage as, boom, they take a belly bump.
All right.
Here you go, Avi Avi. It also has a edible teacup with it, just like in Willy Wonka.
Oh, thank you. She takes it
Yeah.
with both hands.
All right.
Yeah,
And
winter.
here you go,
Onoji-
Ophelia. It's the same thing, but your size.
Alright, you took a
Gonna
good
spin
hit
their-
there.
Gonna spin the staff, and a little bit of energy starts to crackle up it a little bit, and they are going to use Spell Strike.
Oh, you're a Magus. Okay. This is going to be fun.
So they're going to try and hit. Statistically, they want to get rid of the flanking first. So they are going to make a staff strike that hopefully will deliver a spell on Choco. 33.
Good
that
God.
will just barely crit.
Wow.
That will just barely crit nowadays.
All right, so that is going to be
However,
30 bludgeoning. Yeah.
Does the spell strike have a? I only have 32 hit points. They have 78. Does the spell strike have any manipulate components to it?
No, that's not how spell strike works. I don't think.
I'm just making sure.
Yeah. So 30 damage from just the staff itself.
Yep.
And then shocking grasp.
All right, so it'll be another.
Now
30.
I don't know if spell strike if the crit works for the spell,
yes,
too.
the crit works for the spell, so it'll be another 30 from shocking grasp.
Okay.
Choco's still up.
And
What a way to start off.
1d4 persistent electricity damage.
Yep.
All right. And that was a spell strike.
Sheesh.
Spell strike is 2 actions.
Did they have to draw their staff?
No, their staff was already out.
Okay, cool.
They were just doing with 2 people, so.
Yeah, y'all were at the ready.
And then is just going to do shield.
Ah, all right, that's fine.
Your turn.
Alrighty, so first things first, Choco, 2 actions. First things first, Choco will get 2 actions, and Choco is going to try to trip them. 24 to trip them.
24, and that is against Fort?
Reflex DC.
Reflex DC. Let me just check here. That meets the reflex DC.
Okay, so then it trips them. They are prone.
Okay. Yeah.
And then Gamma's going to go for a bump. 35 effectively.
Wow.
That will crit then.
22 sonic damage.
Okay.
And then with my last one, I'm going to use a intimidation check to make a check on it.
You'll get +2 to this.
To do that. So 21.
That will succeed with the +2.
Cool.
Oh, actually, no. 21?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, but you critically hit.
Yes.
That's a +4 then. So it does succeed then. Because you needed a 22 diplomacy or intimidation check. But
Okay.
with the +4, you succeed. So that becomes a success. So you gain 1 appraisal point. You're 3 away from ending the fight, just right there.
Yeah, and I just kind of say, with the whack like that, it's a solid whack, but Gamma gets really touchy when you hit their friends. Also, Choco still has 1 more action. Choco's going
Gamma
to...
does too.
No, Gamma has my actions. I don't command Gamma. Yeah, it's weird. Choco's also going to make an appraisal.
I don't think that will work because it doesn't recognize Choco as a teacher.
Oh, that's sad.
Not even Gamma's a teacher.
Well, then they will demoralize. They will demoralize then with their last action. 23. Oh, wait, that was Igora, not Choco.
Well, let's see what...
29.
There we go.
That will just barely work.
Against their will DC?
Yes, they have a will thing of 26.
Alrighty, let's see what demoralize does. Since
I think it's
Choco-
just a -1.
Squawk! Squawk!
Basically. I'm just going to move on to my turn while you figure that out.
Yep.
They're going to stand up and provoke.
Gamma will take the AO.
Surprise, surprise.
19 flat-footed.
That's not even flat-footed doesn't help.
No.
Even probably with a -1 from Intimidator or what have you.
19, 20, so it's a 21 effectively, and they have a... Demoralize. They are frightened 1, so they have a -1 to all their stuff.
Yeah, now unfortunately I also don't actually know how Magus works that well. So I don't know how to refresh their spell strike. Because it doesn't actually give me those options on their sheet. So they're just going to whack Choco twice with a normal staff. 25.
Hits does not crit.
Second attack.
Is that including the minuses?
No.
Ah, okay. So then
So I don't have a way of setting that.
With the -1 from Frighten, that one will miss.
Okay.
Alright, is that the turn?
Alright. Yep.
Alrighty, well... and also, please never forget the importance of self-sustain in fights like these.
Oh.
And Igora is going to cast a 4th level heal on Choco, giving Choco 42 hit points.
At this point, Aerith just breaks out her portable grill and starts being
Hell
a
yeah.
grill dad.
Heck
Yeah.
yeah.
Anybody
So
want some
there's, like-
steaks?
Why am I picturing that
BBQ.
gif of Jason Momoa flicking out the fold-up chair and then putting it on the ground?
That's basically what it is. Except with
Where's
a portable
Cesare
grill.
with
Just
some drinks?
Although that one move was very strong, be wary about standing up when surrounded by foes. This is why fighting on your own is often very dangerous and ineffective. Diplomacy for another point, if I can.
You're
Only a 20.
supposed to be fighting by yourself, Igora. It's a 1v1.
That is, well, to be fair, they want a martial competition, and they're basically thinking in their minds that if they can take down the 2 summons, they win.
That is
Yeah.
the choice. But that'll be my turn. I will not succeed on the check for the point.
Yeah.
And we'll go back.
Though it's there's no penalty for failure, only a
Just
critical
critical
failure.
failure.
So, all right, so it's back to their turn, I guess.
Yep.
Somehow terrible. It's a 1v1 where, well, 1v1, where she thinks that she's going to be able to kill these 2, but then Igora is healing them. So it's like, will they ever die if she just doesn't smack Igora?
My least favorite part of any Pokemon battle with the Elite Four. Every time there's always one of those fuckers that pulls out a healing potion. It's like,
All
we're
of them!
not allowed to do that.
32 on Choco.
32 is a hit, but not a crit.
All right, 20 bludgeoning.
Still standing.
And then I'm going to use a verbal spell, no manipulate, to do True Strike. So I get to roll twice for the second attack.
Nice.
35.
That will crit for 24 damage. Choco is still standing.
Yep. Some good whacks, though.
Yeah.
Igora, you're up.
All right. Well, I see the writing on the wall. So for now, Gamma, belly bump. Second attack.
Jesus.
They're starting to get your rhythm. They're bobbing
they
and
are.
weaving.
Third attack. Well, no, I need to try to make another thing here. It's like, you're avoiding those quite effectively. 22.
There we go.
Yes, that will succeed even without the +2. So that is 2. You're halfway to finishing the fight.
Yep.
Though it is now Ananji's turn. They're going to try and finish off Choco with another whack from the staff.
They certainly can.
28.
Choco goes down.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
They are aware enough that they look how big Gom is. Like, this thing probably has reach. So they're just going to turn their attacks on to Gamma. 21, nope.
Misses.
And final attack crit fishing, 28.
28 will hit.
But not crit fish.
Eris
Not
opens up
critically.
a cold
16
one.
bludgeoning. But where are the boys?
We the boys.
My boys are right
You the
here.
boys?
We the boys.
All right.
We them boys.
Well, sometimes you need to not be afraid to get into a fight yourself. And Igora...
Fighting you by
I was just going to say, Ophelia, give me a will save.
Oh, good God.
Uh-oh.
Someone has it out for Miss Ophelia.
You really feel like you should start singing in this instance. This is a moment for some musical accompaniment. Please give me a performance check.
Oh, good gosh, Mike.
What was that one song? It was Reputation
Whoa.
Nice.
in Shrek.
You add a nice bit of accompaniment to this thing, and you feel like what felt like a bit of a headache building recedes now.
All right. Let's see.
Can I make a perception check?
I don't give a damn about my damn reputation.
What would you like to proceed?
I don't know. I want to like look around. Is there anybody there?
A small. Give me a perception check. Actually, yeah.
24.
24. Yeah. There are a number of students who have gathered to kind of watch the spectacle. Though most of them were focused on the fight until you kind of spoke up and did your little ditty. Couple teachers kind of observing. But other than that, no one's suspicious or anything. Nothing. There's no one like in the back, muttering under their breath, casting a spell on the Quidditch players.
Yeah.
Exactly what I was thinking too. Oh my God.
But yeah, sorry, Igor, it's your turn.
Yes.
But yeah, you're just like, oh, that's weird. I feel a little off.
You're two. All right. Hey, so don't be afraid. Yada yada. And I'm just kind of like, I'll try to make another point with diplomacy. 20 won't do it. And then Igor's going to cast 2 actions, and Igor's going to say, well, when one flanking buddy goes down, there's usually another one. And Igor is going to cast Fey Form.
Ooh, look who's flexing off new abilities.
I am. And Igora is going to become a red cap.
Aww.
A murder goblin.
Oh God.
I'm assuming you have the profile ready for this.
I do not. I just got this spell today, so I'm just going to use the roller for it.
Okay.
But TLDR, Igor now has a base speed of 30 feet. I'm still my same size. I have a scythe that deals damage, and my attack bonus is now plus 16. Which
I think red caps are small.
Yeah, Igor
It says small.
Igor
Yeah.
is also small.
Yeah, everybody's like under 5.
Everyone in this party is small. But yeah, so
Oh, I'm tiny.
Oh God, even the NPC I created is small.
yeah.
Aww.
But more importantly,
He has a day off, by the way, today.
I get 15 temporary hit points from that.
Deserves it.
Okay. And I'm assuming that's all your whole turn.
Yep.
And he kind of looks at this now smaller opponent like, perhaps a bit of a mistake there, and takes a 5-foot step back now.
Uh-oh.
How many spells?
She's gonna eat you alive.
For the level they are, they have very little in terms of spells produced.
Maguses get nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? Never mind then. Because that's pointless. They're just gonna like try and whack you into the ground. Staff strike. 39.
That will. Does that crit Gamma at this level? That will crit Gamma, so that'll be
38.
Okay, so
Pardon me. Yeah, 38.
Let me do some math. So 38 minus 15 is 23.
3.
So I will take 23 damage to my actual hit points, as I had 15 temporary hit points from that spell.
Nope. And nope. Okay, your turn. What does the red captain do?
Well, Igora is going to stride to there to give Gamma flanking.
Ah.
Gamma is going to strike. 22 flat-footed.
22 flat-footed will miss.
Oh, an effective AC of 24 didn't hit. Okay.
It's attacks. Come on, Gamma.
And this is all like Dex AC.
Yeah.
Because they're like not wearing any armor.
And let's try to get a read on her. 31.
There we go.
31 diplomacy. And because you hit with a melee, that becomes a 33, which becomes a critical success, which is 2 points. And that ends the fight.
Yay!
Mostly because they sort of got impressed that you actually came right in face to face.
Ah.
Because you still had 60 hit points to take off of them before they were going to give up.
Oh, good job.
I was at 65. I'm fine. And I still had 3 more heal spells in me, so we're good.
Magus really doesn't have a lot of spells. Plus, they picked some weird things. Anyway. But yeah, hold on. Let me just...
I think she was rolling well. Gamma was rolling bad.
But
rather
than being disappointed, Onaji is actually in high spirits after this and is very grateful that you indulged them in this.
I had a great time.
And if you've noticed a few other students, some who are who kind of look more bookish, actually, approach her and ask them to do you teach? Do you do classes to teach the staff fighting skills? So yeah.
Igora would probably...
So her ego got bigger from losing?
Igora would try to make this a teaching moment for all the students that are watching as well and be like, see, as you can see, mages don't only need to work their minds, you need to work your bodies too. It's important. Yeah. Because that's kind of been Igora's.
You see a few druids kind of nod their heads, but you also notice that they seem to have slightly red eyes, so they might just nod at anything that sounds like wisdom.
Wisdom.
Your body is the temple of your mind, man.
I see that the halfling sleep has crowded your mind.
God damn it. All right.
Don't be hasty.
Let me just check something. You guys only have...
I think we only have one left.
I screwed up during that fight. Oh well.
You still won.
I know.
Again, Ophelia's gonna ask you, any of you have a headache?
No. Do you have a headache?
I think so. But it got better when I started singing.
Bop.
Knowing how mythical you are, hopefully the headache isn't some sort of sign of something.
I just pumped 22 hit points into Ophelia. Any better?
Everyone here is allowed to give me a perception check at this particular moment.
Okay. Oh, did I click something by accident? No, I didn't.
Igora, okay.
Right. Igora.
Igora, still hyped up on a little bit of adrenaline, Igora. You happen to catch this. off in the back, somewhat hiding behind some of the other students who have gathered, is someone you remember from from a month now plus ago at the party you guys held for your elevation to lore speakers. There was the one little the younger dwarf woman who is the big fan of Ophelia at her show. And she is kind of like leaning out from behind some people, holding what appears to be a small notebook or something, and is just like furtively kind of glancing at Ophelia.
Ophelia, I have some bad news for you.
Ah, man.
You
what?
have a yandere situation going here.
Well, no, Igra, with your you got a critical on your like perception. It doesn't look like it's not like a wide-eyed like, oh, there she is, the object of my love. She looks kind of nervous, and it's more of just kind of a very shy looking thing. She's like, oh, she keeps trying to like seemingly like it looks like she's trying to summon the courage to step out from behind the people she's kind of hiding behind.
I unsummon Gama now that the fight's done. And if how far away is she from us?
About 20 feet.
Okay, so if she stays there for about 6 seconds, I then summon Gama directly behind her.
There's a little
he puts his hand on his shoulder. Hey there, kid.
Starts sweating.
It's like, let's go have a chat, shall we, Ophelia?
Yeah, okay.
So are you like press ganging this young dwarf woman towards Ophelia?
Well, no, I'm not press ganging him towards. I'm just walking towards her with Ophelia. Gama's just.
So Gama is holding her in place?
Yes, Gama just has a hand on her shoulder, like, hey, it's good to see you again, and we're just going to walk towards her.
She was already pretty kind of like pale skinned, but now she goes even paler.
Hey, can Gama read what's on?
She is not she's not from. She does not appear to be like from the Mwangi Expanse. She's probably from far away.
Can Gama read what's in her book?
It appears to be just a very small book, and for the moment, it appears to be blank. She's just holding it like with a nice pen.
Oh. Hey, what were you writing?
What?
What were you writing?
Ophelia, are you like drawing close with Ira?
I'm kind of wary of this chick, but yeah.
I'm going to roll just a quick.
It's going on in the House of Commons.
All right.
You kind of use that well.
Okay, you know what? They seem to like steel themselves, and then very slowly, with somewhat shaky hands, hold out the notebook and pen to Ophelia and just ask, I was really impressed with your show at the party last month, and even your brief song just now. Could I maybe have an autograph?
Is she bullshitting us, Matthew?
I gave you an autograph before, didn't I?
I don't think so.
What kind of check would I make to detect what is this?
This would be just a perception check, I think.
Yeah, it's just it's technically she should be using her deception against. She should be using her deception against our perception DC to lie to us.
That's if you have lie to me.
No, that's deception DC. I'm saying to lie to a person, it's against their perception DC.
I'm well aware it requires to lie to someone.
Yeah. So.
Icky. I don't like this.
Choco comes up and nuzzles the little one and tries to push her towards Ophelia.
There you go.
Yeah, definitely. I will definitely give you my autograph.
Okay. Yeah, that's not dangerous at all.
Knowing Choco is a big, huge.
You can do like a celebrity, autograph that's barely comprehensible language.
Oh no, she signs Ophelia, nice and big with like hearts and stars and all that stuff.
Oh,
She just says,
that's
"Oh,"
cute.
she like is overcome with emotion and thanks you so much, and kind of pauses for a moment and gets a little awkward, and then she just kind of squeaks and runs off.
Oh, poor little baby.
I realized we didn't ask her her name.
Eh.
Hmm.
I'm
Her
sure
will be
she'll
around.
follow you around for a while, Ophelia.
Yeah.
If anyone wants to make me a society check, you guys are teachers now.
Paparazzi.
This is I like this much better than the
Okay,
actual
23.
feat that I have. This makes more sense. But I did take Entourage. as a feat.
28.
So this is definitely the start of that little
Aerith.
entourage, I think.
Yes.
Someone who has been dutifully studying student records and the files now that you are a teacher, possibly, attempting to, over prepare. You actually did come across the student file for this student. She is a young, very, very, very new druid in the school by the name of Brigitte.
Brigitte.
Yes. She is an interesting mix because while she has also shown interest in druids, she is also big into storytelling and performance and kind of like the sharing of ideas and stuff through music. Apparently, her people have a big kind of oral tradition.
Hmm.
Well, she's at the right school.
And I would see why Ophelia is a big, huge influence for her.
Yes. You do also remember one thing from her record is, and this was a note one of the teachers put in and kind of circled, that despite her aspirations in this kind of artistic field and the like, she kind of lacks confidence.
Hmm.
Baby.
Yeah.
But this is probably a good place to end for this evening because there's one more kind of fun little side thing before we kind of dive headlong into the some of the bigger plot. But I don't want to cut out right in the middle of it, so this is probably a good place to end for the night.
Or, you can hear me out, how long do you think it'll take us, Matt?
We did start late.
Like, maybe we go a little bit over tonight.
All right.
Hey.
Yay!
The next day.
Please,
The
Dad,
next
just
day.
one more story.
Just one more story.
The next day. Text appears in front of your eyes. The runaway experiment. Yeah. So early that day, before classes begin, your Anande students approach your heroes looking a little nervous. Goss starts a rather long, rambling explanation about how a class on preservation of endangered flora led him to do further research into environmental conservation. This in turn led to research on urban sprawl, which led to research on alternative forms of waste management, which led to research on using magic to eradicate waste. He began theorizing on the possibility of an artificial creature that consumes refuse. He called them Zerks. No. Will. No.
Meow meow.
He kind of like keeps kind of going around in circles, and you guys feel like you may need to like poke him a little bit to get him to get to the point. So when pressed, Goss confesses that the Anandis went beyond theory and have actually managed to create a creature that proved more voracious and more powerful than they anticipated.
Oh, that's fun.
It's currently on the loose in the Spire dormitory,
Oh,
going
come
from room
on.
to room and eating whatever it can find. None
Oh
of the
no,
students
anchor
can-
roofed.
Oh,
Oh god.
all you
no,
find
chicken.
is none of the students can control or contain it, and the Anandis need the hero's help.
My spinach puffs.
They were
thank
worried
you
at
very
one.
much.
They were worried that at one point that it had gotten into Shazari's room and had killed him, but he was actually just passed out drunk on his bed.
Oh, thank God.
That's just
Thank you very much for your honesty and coming to us and not trying to hide this and letting a I don't want to say grown up because you're also grown ups, but letting
Yeah.
a teacher take care of it. I appreciate it.
Despite the obvious danger, Goss can't let go of the research opportunity.
Aw.
He gives you a crystal vial and asks one of them might preserve a piece of the creature if you dispatch it.
Yeah, let's
I'm-
just capture it.
There is a
Yeah.
map for this actually, and I don't need this open.
Capture it.
Runaway experiment.
Yes,
Alright,
it's the map of the Spire Dormitory. You guys never thought you would have an adventure in here.
Aw,
I will
nostalgia.
drop your tokens on here somewhere. Oh, there you go. You around? Are you gonna do it, Will? Or
Yeah, I'll take care of it. I just have a lot of
Alright.
tokens to drop.
Oh,
Oh,
see it. It's
on
so
a side note, Ophelia, Avi, and Aerith. Choco now, if I don't command him, gets an action. So if one of you wants to be riding him as a mount, we can reposition him easily.
it should be noted, guys, that if you wish to collect a sample, you just need to succeed on a strike with with an improvised weapon, which is the crystal vial. So you're just trying to like aggressively scoop some of this thing up.
Okay.
So in
it's
terms of capturing will be hard.
You're not going to be able to capture it.
Gotcha.
You just want to scoop out a piece of it because it's a weird,
Boy, that thing's
like
big.
it's a rolling ball of kind of weird energy and goo.
Oh, I see.
Ooh.
Poopy boy,
It's called a
poopy boy.
roiling incant, and we are going to roll initiative.
Don't forget to click on your tokens.
Tokens.
My
Oh,
screen is
gosh.
currently black at the moment.
1 second, Aerith.
Right there.
Yeah, I know, but for some reason, Aerith's token, no matter how many times I save the changes to it, it doesn't keep.
Oh, I see it. Hold on, let me see.
O'Reilly.
Auto parts.
Wow. Easy.
Actually, now that we
American
have
things.
Funny.
Quirky American things.
Quirky.
And I didn't roll yet for this thing yet.
Yes, we
Quirky
also
commercial
need...
that came up earlier that
Oh,
I
that's-
was singing and my boyfriend was like, "What
Oh,
are
no.
you saying?" Do you guys remember the
Yum.
Fanta commercial?
Yeah.
Fanta. Oh man.
Singing little Fanta. Yes, and he was like, "What?" So I had to show him. And it was like, "Ooh,
So-
Pineapple Fanta, best Fanta.
absolutely."
Oh
Big
yes.
agree. Big agree.
So after
I
the
remember.
after the game tonight, remind me to send you a Canadian PSA song.
Oh,
God.
boy.
That's
Okay.
just an earworm.
Okay.
866 66 faster. You
You
got
got
the
the
green
green
light.
We're going. We gotta focus. We gotta.
All right,
Go down
so
on it.
so the roiling incant's going to go first, and it is going to use its engulfing ability.
It's going to use it.
Oh boy.
So it is going to move twice its movement, and any small creatures that comes through its path, it is going to attempt to engulf. So
Oh,
give me a
that's
Nice
second
knowing
here.
you.
I'm a medium creature.
I'm tiny.
I hope I am.
Actually, size or smaller, and it is
Large.
a large creature. So
Oh.
Stinky.
everyone except Gamma and Choco, I guess, if it can move through you guys.
Oh, that's good.
This might be how the party dies.
Wait, can it move through them?
So obviously it's elemental, so it's against pretty much every element.
He's gonna move through.
We gonna suffocate tonight, boys.
So I need Ophelia, Avi, and Igora to give me a. Let's see. I think that's a reflex
It's a
save.
reflex.
Yes.
Oh, that's terrible.
29 is
I'm
about
Avi,
gonna
Avi.
use-
as I could get.
Avi, you were pushed to the side and you managed to avoid it. The other two are going to be grabbed and are now inside it as it roiled along like Padma Darcy or whatever it is.
Stinky.
You are now, let me see. You are grabbed, slowed one, and you have to hold your breath or start suffocating.
Fuck, I'm slowed. Okay.
And you're going to take some damage at the start of your turn.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
That was 2 actions. With its remaining action, it's going to lash out at Aerith, who's right there, with an arcane tendril. 32.
Oh geez.
Oh,
You all wanted to go late.
Yep.
Yeah, most likely that hit.
We get punished.
I hope
Yep,
you guys
that-
appreciate
that
that
hit.
even if you all die, the dorm will at least be very clean. So that will be. Is that a crit on you, Aaron?
I believe so.
What is your AC?
23.
So yes, so
no.
that'll be 62 force damage to you. As
Holy
it smacks
moly.
you
Matt,
really hard.
It's 23,
no,
not
for
33.
No, yeah, I
Oh.
said 23.
Sorry, then just 31 then.
Just 31.
Oh, just 31? Okay.
That's so.
That's still a lot.
It really smacked you across the face with a tendril. But that's the end of its turn. Avi, you just saw two of your people got rolled up into this roiling thing of fire. And they
Holy
are-
smokes.
Now, as just as a reminder for everyone, because we haven't had to deal with a engulfing creature in a while, most engulf things have a rupture value, which means if you can do a certain threshold of damage, it coughs up the people it engulfed.
I have a.
There's also an escape
I have a
DC they can do
plan.
on their turn.
Can you attack from in it or no?
Yeah, you can.
Avi didn't get. She managed to avoid it.
You can only do
Yeah.
unarmed attacks from inside of it.
Can't do any spells.
No, because you need to be able to speak to do spells, and if you open your mouth, you will immediately start drowning in liquid fire.
Can I pull out a scroll?
I would not
Scrolls-
advise it.
Scrolls still need components.
Stupid.
So anyway, I'm gonna do discern secrets and make a knowledge check to see what can hurt this thing.
Good idea.
I know it's gonna be a high one. I have discern secrets.
Oh, unique is
What
only-
do you want me to roll? Maybe Arcana?
This would be Arcana because this is an arcane creature.
Gotcha.
18.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
You don't gain any specific knowledge, but you just kind of guess based on the fact that this doesn't seem to be like a living creature. There, you can probably draw some conclusions about kind of things that would have no effect on it because it doesn't have like a brain or lungs.
Which means mental damage is not going to do it, nor will like something like blood vendetta. Great. Okay. Shoot. Well, I don't want to lightning bolt it because I don't want to zap my companions.
That doesn't work. Don't worry about it. There is no mechanical thing that electricity can travel through substances.
Kill us, free us.
Well, could I theoretically shoot it between the two of them?
Yes, you could.
And
Sure,
I'm asking Matt, is that allowed?
I will allow it.
Okay, thank you.
For one thing, I really don't want this encounter to kill the party because that would be embarrassing.
That's
What are you talking about? That would be hilarious.
It won't necessarily kill the party, Matt. We'll be fine.
You
If
guys
could-
have lost
if you
your
could
edge
make that
teaching for a
spell
month.
DC.
It's basic reflex.
Become fat and happy teachers.
Failure.
Oh, well, then it takes all 18 of that electricity damage. And that is my full
Not
turn.
quite rupture,
Yeah.
but 18 damage. Right. That was your turn. Igora, you can attempt to make an escape roll if you wish. You can do. You could just
So,
mentally order Gamma.
On Choco's action is going to be a stride to there.
Okay.
Then Gamma is going to stride to there. And belly bump. 21 flat-footed.
21 flat-footed will not penetrate its hide, so to speak.
It's an ooze with that hive? Okay. Then second attack,
It's not an ooze.
24 flat-footed.
That will. So that's an additional 10 damage.
10 sonic.
Interesting.
10 sonic. It all seems to go through.
Yep. So that's 1, 2, 3, and then persistent damage from the engulf mat.
Now, I was going to ask Will, because I haven't had to deal with this, is rupture cumulative or is it in one attack?
It's one strike.
Okay. Yeah, so now the ooze, you feel some rather hissing, burning feeling around you, and you are going to take... Oh, wow, there's two different damage types here. You're going to take 6 force damage,
Okay.
9 fire damage.
6 force, 9 fires. 9, 10, 11, 12, 15 total. Okay, that's nothing.
Ophelia.
Well, there's nothing that I can do from in here, so I gotta get out. What am I rolling to get out?
That would be, I think, escape is a reflex save, I think.
I think it's a reflex.
Reflex or acrobatics.
Yeah, whichever one is better for you.
They're the same. But I guess I don't get to roll acrobatics very often.
Ooh.
Oh!
Nice.
Get me the hell out of this stinky thing!
So, an interesting thing kind of happens here. You do escape, but Aerith and Avi, give me a perception check.
Okay.
Oh no. Ooh.
27.
27.
Ooh.
All right.
20.
Natural 20. So, this is sort of what I was looking for. Aaron, for a second, you think you see something strange. You see, like, and it might be like it's hard to see inside the ooze. There's like light sort of effects and stuff, and it's like distorting, like it's sort of like looking through weird water. But for a second, it almost seems like in her thrashing to escape, Ophelia is like going in 3 different directions simultaneously.
Mm.
But then she pops out one side.
What is happening?
That's interesting.
Now, Ophelia, you can place yourself like probably right next to Aerith if you want.
I mean, I'm assuming I can't get further than that, right?
It would be a movement action to move away. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. What was that? One?
Yep, that's just one action.
That's exciting. And then do I not take the damage? Or did I take that before I got out?
Let me just double check that. There's a lot of text for this ability.
I'm sure.
Engulf abilities are very fun. It's why I use them so much. No other reason.
The end of your turn. So, no. You don't take the damage you got out before the burning ooze seeped into your lovely skin.
Well, screw this thing. I'm going to do some lovely sonic damage to it with a painful vibrations.
Painful vibrations? Ooh, a fort
Roll
save,
me
you
a
say.
fort save.
It succeeds, but, not critically.
Okay.
So it'll take, that's going to be 16 damage. Yeah, damage is damage.
And then that's my turn.
All right.
Went for damage overboard.
simple
Just
weapons.
felt right, you guys. Just felt right.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh, sorry, I think I did something to the health of Igra, or Gamma. Sorry, Will. I was trying to click on something else.
Oh, no worries. I have stuff on. I have my stuff on Egress.
All right. Aerith, you're up.
Yes.
You see one of your compatriots is still inside the ooze.
He
Right.
just has my thumb up.
Yeah. So, following through Avi's, I'm also going to send an electric force, knowing that it does some damage. So I'm gonna do a force bolt, just missing Igora since he's not exactly in the middle.
Should be noted that Force Bolt is force damage.
Just kidding. I'm going to go ahead and do electric arc.
Aerith, force bolt is fine. Force damage.
Oh, it's fine.
Yeah, things don't have resistance to force damage more often than not. It's the least resisted type of damage in Pathfinder 2.
All right, so roll that spell.
Force bolt.
Yep.
All right, here we go.
And force bolt's only one action.
Right.
Yep. 14 force damage. It seems all to go through.
So you could still use electric arc too if you wanted.
Yeah. I think I'm okay with just a force bolt, though.
Alright, well you still have your 2 actions.
Since it's only on one action. Still 2 actions?
Yeah, you still have your 2
You
actions.
got 2 actions.
I'm going to move myself just right about here. So that way I'm just farther away from the ooze. So that way there's no way I can hopefully get encaptured by it. And then I'll go ahead and finish it with a electric arc, if possible.
You wouldn't be able to because you moved.
I wouldn't have
You
able to.
have to stay
Okay.
where you
I think I'm just gonna end it here then. by just moving.
All right. Growing Intent's turn, and it doesn't like the bad vibrations. It is a music critic, so it is just going to lash out at Ophelia with arcane tendrils. Also, it doesn't like that you escaped it. It's the clingy fan you were worried
I
about.
mean, I
Ew.
freaking figured.
25.
All right, that is gonna hit, but it's not gonna crit.
31 force damage.
Yeah.
Second one. 19. That's probably not going to hit.
Nope.
Third one, 21.
Nope.
All right. Avi Avi, it's your turn.
Alright.
The thing has taken some decent damage at this point.
No, we don't have Bard Song, but well, you know what? If we don't have Bard Song, I can just move here and then do another lightning bolt. And hope that I.
Lightning bolt. Lightning bolt.
There we go. 34 electric.
Hey.
All right, that's going to be another reflex.
Please, please.
Make us a reflex, Stinky.
Oof.
Not a crit.
Not a
success.
crit.
Not a
but
crit
very
success.
close.
So that is going to be 17 electricity.
Basically the same that I did last time on a failed roll.
I can actually do the math on that myself.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that brings us. I assume that was your whole turn. Yeah.
Yep.
Igora,
All right.
you have a pretty good fort, right?
I have a
Uh-oh.
con modifier of 4.
Okay,
Oh,
so
yes.
we probably are not going to have to actually worry about you drowning.
As long as I don't do anything stupid, we're fine.
He swims every day.
I do. On a side note, Matt, improvised weapons are classified as simple weapons.
Okay.
So this attack will be at a -2 for me, but I have flanking, so it'll just be the roll as is. As I'm going to try to fill some vial up as my first action. I'm just going to use my knuckle dusters as the
Sure.
roll.
Oh.
I'm going to use the hero point Chad gave me. 26 flat-footed.
That really succeeds. I was also giving you a invisible bonus because you were literally inside the thing. So it would almost be more of an accomplishment not to get some in there.
I almost did it, but no.
Yeah. You have an action left.
It's 2 actions to do that attack.
No, but you did 2. Oh, sorry, that was a hero point one.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
you
a
have
hero
2
point.
actions left.
Then Gamma.
Also, I should record that damage.
No, because it wouldn't deal any damage. That was to
Oh, yeah.
get the sample. Gamma,
Fair.
though, with a 26 flat-footed.
That will definitely hit. That is 12 damage.
12 sonic damage.
Yep, all goes through.
And Gamma with a 30 flat-footed.
That will. Oh, is Gamma doing 2 attacks?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, both of those hit. So that is a total of 22 damage, but not actually 22 at once. So
Yes.
it does not release you.
No.
Ophelia, you're up. Aerith, you'll be up next.
All right, I've got its attention right now, so we're gonna go with a Mirror's Misfortune. So I split into 2.
Oh my.
We're both singing and dancing, and then I'm gonna get Bard Song up. Boop, that's
Sounds
my
good.
turn.
Aerith, it's your turn again.
Oh boy. Okay. Been thinking about this. It is an elemental, so I'm going to actually summon an elemental, see if I can find something against it. I'm assuming it's mostly made up of fire, so I'm going to summon a water elemental, if anything. So let me see.
Sure.
All right.
Give me a second.
Can you?
Yeah.
Well,
there a
it
way
is
to-
a 3-action thing, so
Well, yeah,
it's,
but
Right.
the
it does have
elemental-
actions. Yeah.
Yeah, the elemental does get their action. So, what level are you doing it at, Aerith?
What's the highest level I can do it? Like
4th.
4th?
Well,
All right.
what level did you prepare it at?
Well, that I do not know, but
Well, it looks like 2 there.
it does say 2.
All right. So
Oh,
then.
dang. I didn't set it up correctly, so it looks like it's just going to be a level 2.
We can get a water method.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a second, Ophelia. I might be able to take care of that.
Oh, water
'Cause I
method.
forgot. I step into an adjacent square as well.
Boop. Here's a water method. And if you look in your journal tag, Aerith, it should be there now.
There should be 2 Ophelias on the field now, too.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yay!
I'm going to put a little dot above the real one.
Boop.
All right.
Ooh.
I have
Aerith,
such a small screen. I apologize.
That's okay.
I'm looking for my journal tag. I can't find it.
it's the newspaper on the
Right.
in the right side.
Oh, that's right. Here it is. Fire method, earth method.
It's at the very top.
There it is. I see it.
Very top.
Mm-hmm. There we go.
All right.
So you got 2 actions with the method, I think.
Yes.
Okay.
Aerith, are you looking at the eye or the newspaper?
I'm looking at their character sheet at the moment.
Okay, good.
Perfect.
You found it.
Okay. It's a little. All I see is acid arrow, so it looks like acid arrow I will have to use.
Oh, you can scroll up. There's
Wait. Drench, the water method, puts out all fires in a 5-foot emanation. Extinguishes all non-magical fires automatically and attempts to counteract magical fires. +7 counteract modifier.
Yeah.
1 action.
My sheet is a little messed up at the moment, but all I see is acid arrow right now.
So it's not under the spells.
Oh, I
Like, if
see.
you
Yeah,
you
you just
scroll
gotta
up a
scroll
little
up.
bit.
The only reason why it's because it. Oh, I see drench. Oh, okay. It looks different. That's why.
Yeah, it's an NPC sheet. It's not a player character sheet.
Right.
Yeah.
What if I click it? Oh, there we go.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. So that is 1 action. The water method attempts to put out all fires in a 5-foot emanation. It has no effect.
Wow.
That's fair.
Not even a counteract? Shoot.
Well, because it's not actually
Because it's
fire.
not actually fire.
I see. It's just a.
Just looks like one. It's magic.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Doesn't it have
Very
another
interesting.
name?
You have 1 action remaining with the method.
Okay.
You could just whack it.
I might have to. I'll just go ahead and have it take a small step back.
Well, that's an action.
Yep. Oh,
Okay.
yeah,
Moving on
It's
to
just
the
his turn.
rolling incant. It's starting to not like Gamma very much because Gamma is really hitting it. So it's going to try and lash at Gamma. Arcane Tendril, 33.
Crits.
Oh, so that's going to be 54 force damage on Gamma then.
Still standing.
Second attack. Crit.
So Igora is now drowning.
Oh, Igora.
And it's going to lash out for its final attack at Choco.
At least I'm gonna move to before it.
Yeah. Avi, you see Igora kind of like arch his back as Gamma disappears, and a whole bunch of bubbles escape his mouth inside the fiery goo.
Alright, time to look up the rules for drowning again.
Okay. Shoot.
Just keep damaging it, it's all good.
Would I be able to telekinetically shove Gamma out of this thing?
Igora,
Like
you mean?
Yes, sorry. Igora with telekinetic maneuver.
That would totally work.
That should work, right?
That
Because you
should
can
actually
technically
work.
That would,
Can you throw up?
That's actually
can you
the
throw
perfect use for the spell, McKenna.
Can you throw up telekinetic maneuver in the chat? Yeah, well, really.
That's a 30. That's a 30 to shove.
You know, actually, because Igora is unconscious, he couldn't resist if he wants to. So.
I mean, even the 30 hits. 30 is the
And
success.
you're a small creature, aren't you?
Yeah, 30 is the success.
Yeah. So yeah, you just shove Igora out of there.
Oh, sweet.
It doesn't matter. Telekinetic maneuver uses my my strength mod.
Yeah, no, I'm saying like the 30 that you rolled there. is more than enough to beat my DCs, so you're fine.
So he has gone from the drowning to simply unconscious.
Avi,
And good news, it can't engulf the same person twice, which is a weird stipulation, but
Well, dying.
Oh, that is weird.
That is really interesting. Which means that I guess the rest of you are off limits because we're standing.
it starts eyeing with no eyes. Avi.
You know what? That's a good. I'm just gonna. What if I got up onto this couch over here, and just
that couch be looking real good right now.
I'm just gonna hide up on this couch.
You have good memories of that couch.
I have good memories of drinking on this couch. It's a lucky couch.
Yeah, this was your dorm. That is literally the common area where you guys hung out so many times. It had like board games and drinking with Shazari.
Aw.
This is only a part of the dormitory. You're in the one hallway. Ophelia, you're up. You see your old Eager is on the ground, but not dying actively. Well, actually, no, he's
still dying.
He's still
dying.
There we go.
I'm
Bard
gonna throw a
song.
sound burst at it.
Peace.
Oh,
to save.
come on. So much damage.
Forts. Success but not crit, so it takes half damage, so it'll take 3.
4.
But Bard Song here, thank you for reminding me.
You may not.
All right, you have
give
one
my
action remaining,
of my
and then
one
Aerith, you'll be
damage.
up.
No, that was it. That was my turn.
Oh, Bard Song, yeah.
Bard song.
Aerith, it is your turn. As a reminder, I think to keep the summon, you have to spend an action to order it around.
Yes.
Yeah. It's one action on your end to give them 2 actions. So for example, it would be like 1 action for you to tell them to do acid arrow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just as a hint, if unless you're really married to the idea of acid arrow, it probably would have been a good idea to keep them up close if you were just going to punch, because now you have to spend an action just moving them back up.
Right.
Which is fine.
It is fine. I'm just
Right.
trying to
Let it smack something else.
Yeah, honestly, I think I might just do that. Let it have it smack the water method rather than my teammates.
So do you
So I'm
want to
just
move up?
gonna, yeah, I'm
Let
just
it
gonna let
smack
it move
the
up.
one
Yeah.
Ophelia first.
Smack, smack. That will be the water method's turn.
But it has one action left.
It has 1 action left.
Yeah, so it
You,
can
you use one of your actions to give it 2 actions.
Gotcha, I see. So acid arrow?
Sure.
Let's see if it does something. I highly doubt it though.
21 unfortunately kind of pings off of it.
22.
22 kind of pings off of it.
Pew!
You still have 2 actions yourself, Aerith, so if you have like a 2-action spell, you can blast them.
I see. So anyways, I just started blasting with my electric arc.
We can only hope.
Well, yeah, I hope so too. So electric arc. Pew! And
That
is
is
it
going
one more
to be reflex save. Nope, just the
Oh,
one.
yeah, that's
This
it?
is
Okay.
only one of it. And it critically failed that one.
24.
So that is going to be 12 points of electricity.
13
13.
times
Thank
2.
you.
Times 2.
Does it have a critical thing like that?
Yeah, any critical failure is double
Okay.
damage.
So that'll
Critically fail a
be
save.
26 then. So, I actually have to do math now. Igra, it is your turn. Saves, please.
Well, Choco gets a free attack with their beak. And they will miss
17.
with a 17.
They're distraught.
And then I roll a d20 and I need a 11 or better. I go to dying 2, and that's my turn.
And now it's its turn. It steps on your neck and kills you. No.
I use a hero point to stabilize.
Yeah.
Done.
Though it sees the water method as kind of a pest, so it's going to strike out at the with an arcane tendril. 33, Jesus.
Good.
I'm sure that's a crit. How much? Yeah. Then okay, that's
Yeah.
one of the
Oh,
The
yeah.
Mephit had 20 hit points, Matthew.
Yeah.
This thing is icky.
Yeah, we're doing fine.
23 on the fake Ophelia.
Roll me a reflex save.
Okay.
Sorry, a saving throw of a will DC.
20.
That's
Ooh,
a
I think that's a
failure. So now you gotta roll twice.
For the
on
attack?
all at on taps, yes.
All right, second
For the
roll
next hour.
and do I take the worse?
Yes.
For all
You're
attacks.
All right, so the
cursed.
first one was the worst one. 23 on the fake Ophelia.
All right. Well, I mean, it's gone. That was
Yeah.
so the effect is Mirror's misfortune. You're shattering the mirror, which is giving you bad luck. So
All
then
right.
you have to roll twice.
As an example of that, I will
Oh.
now use my third attack to shoot an arcane bolt at range at
Okay.
Aerith, but I have to roll twice. And both of them are not good. The 13 is certainly will not hit.
Yay!
Avi,
Yes.
you're up.
All right, Bard Song is up, so we're doing Magic Missile at level 3.
Would you like
Because
would you
that's
like to keep
the one
that?
that gives me the juice. Huh?
Would you like
What
to
do you-
keep that third level spell slot if I can properly do something cool as a reaction? Uh-oh.
I think we may have lost McKenna.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
I think
Oh,
Oh,
nope,
oh.
she's coming
Uh-oh.
back.
I think
Hi.
Fever might be killing their internet.
Yeah, a little bit.
You're back, though.
It's been worse ever since I got home.
Yeah.
I heard you, Zoe. I just don't understand what you meant.
So I have a reaction called a company, which would let you keep your spell slot if I succeed.
Oh, okay. I think I still have to do it though. To get.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Triggering
okay.
spell. Triggering spell. Yes.
Yes. Okay, so I am going to I think I got 6 of these total.
Yep.
So that's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Please total
Love
that up
that.
for me.
26.
Is that with Bard Song?
Oh, wait. 26, 7, 8, 9, 30.
Plus
31 with,
6.
31 with Bard Song.
And with that, you riddle this thing with holes, Swiss cheese it, and it goes,
Yay!
it pops and sizzles, and it is gone.
Thank
Wait,
God.
did we get a sample?
Yes.
Igor
Okay.
So
got it.
now, Ophelia, on your turn, because we have to get to Igra's turn. What are you gonna do?
Get up, you frog.
Okay, there we go. Let me just see. Let's see.
Ophelia kicks Igora. Get up, you frog.
Get up,
Um,
Sticky.
You guys are not exactly out of the woods yet. Once you guys have vanquished the roiling incant, a group of shouting students approach them, angry about having their own projects and personal belongings destroyed. So they are quite angry with the Anandis, like
Ooh.
Goss specifically, since he was kind of the head guy on this project. So you can pacify them by giving Goss a severe punishment, or you can defend him and order the other students to disperse. Goss Stokely will probably take whatever you guys decide, but placating the other students without giving them a severe punishment requires a diplomacy check. It'll be higher if you want to give him no consequences at all. And I should mention that a failure on this will have a permanent effect with the students for a while beyond this bit of the adventure. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but
There's
Okay.
no way he's getting off scot-free.
Oh no.
so you can either give him a severe punishment. What happened?
Nothing.
Will put into chat that we should make Goss clean the Griffin stables, which is cruel and unusual punishment.
You guys, all right, so there's
It would
like
be severe.
tiers to this. You give Goss a severe punishment, you don't have to roll anything. Students are placated. You can give him a light punishment. You'll need to do a diplomacy check of a certain level for the other students to get them to disperse and, angry mob dispersal. And if you give him absolutely no consequence at all, no punishment at all, it gets even high. The DC climbs by about 5 points.
Ophelia, we can probably handle light punishment.
He's
with
gonna
you.
have to do some community service, and he's gonna have to do
Now,
some
you only get
cleaning
to
of
do
the dorms.
You only get to do one shot at this, so pick who's gonna do it and everything.
Ophelia
Well, I
can do
do.
it.
I do agree that he has to do some sort of punishment.
Yeah.
Yeah, could have killed anybody.
Yeah. It could have killed us. It almost
Yeah, it could have
did.
killed us. Yeah, almost did. So I think punishment should be
Embarrassing.
informed. Yeah.
They'll have to clean the dorms for sure, and maybe write a very, very lengthy paper about all of the things that they did wrong.
Paper.
Yes.
The crowd is still angry. You guys need to do me a diplomacy check for the light punishment level.
Yeah.
No, they're gonna
No,
have to
I don't think a light
like
punishment.
a medium punishment at least.
Well,
They're
there's
gonna have to-
severe and then there's the
severe
other.
and there's light.
Yes,
There's no.
Oh, there's
Oh.
severe and there's other.
Yeah.
I do
other.
agree. Cleaning the stables.
I think this is
Aaron, for reference, the Griffins killed one of their siblings. That's why Will is suggesting it as a
Well,
severe
I agree for
Severe.
cleaning the stables.
Cleaning up the Griffin stables.
I was not suggesting it. I put that in chat as a funny.
Also, keep in mind, you guys, the Griffins, you don't know where the hell they are.
I know.
That's true.
That's
I
true.
put that in chat as a funny haha. Thank you.
Funny, ha 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 ha.
Not funny, haha. Funny
Not
like.
funny.
Somebody roll the damn dice.
Yes, Ophelia.
All right, well, I think we should go with a big, bad.
I'd rather
what
give
do
him
I
a
think?
listen in magical.
Somebody could have
research.
died.
In magical research, but no one did. There's always going to be issues. If we punish any person who makes a wall in the dorm explode, Shazari will no longer be able to make us booze.
He pokes his head out of the door.
Yeah,
Hey,
but
what
that's
happened?
not.
But it shouldn't be anything beneficial to us. It should be beneficial to the students that
mean-
have not died just yet.
We brought so many dangerous things into this dorm.
You
No,
guys
we
also.
did not.
But none of us have tried to kill other
But
students,
he
aka
didn't.
us
He
as
didn't
well.
try to kill
Wasn't
other students. It
trying
was
to.
He
a
does look-
accidental effect.
He does look. He does look very sorry for what he did.
I mean, he better be
Trying to do
sorry.
something helpful.
He was.
I think a
Oh.
slap. I think a slap on the wrist. I think a slap on the wrist is enough personally.
Who's gonna roll the diplomacy check?
I will roll the diplomacy check as a
Well,
performance check.
I will assist
whatever
Ophelia.
punishment it
I
is,
assist Ophelia.
he will forever feel the Eret's evil eye right on his back.
34.
And it is a cat eye.
But
with the
I'm not
red
happy
imprints.
about it. I used this performance check as a very long telling him off.
Ream him out in front of his peers. That's
Yes.
actually pretty.
That's fair.
That's the punishment.
Oh, now we're AMP teachers.
So now you guys have managed to avoid a -1 circumstance penalty on skill checks with students until a certain point in the story, because there would have been an undercurrent of discontent. You guys managed to keep yourselves from becoming that teacher.
Oof.
By being that teacher.
Yeah, teacher.
No, you guys are seen as fair but firm here. And with that, we're calling an end for tonight. I've indulged these fools long enough.
Yay!
So everyone, thank you so much for coming to tonight's episode of the Strength of Thousands Adventure Path here on twitch.tv/tabletop rules. Don't forget to check out our many other shows here on the channel, like the League of Amazing Adventurers on Wednesday, and our D&D 5e one-shot, on Friday. Otherwise, you've been awesome, we've been awesome, and we'll all see you on the next one. Bye-bye.
Yahoo!
Bye-bye.